Here we go, final presentation for the world history class. I chose the unit of industrialization. I thought that was a big unit that we talked about, and it hit all three of the things you would like me to speak about. So its impacts on the current physical world, social world, and ideological world are big components of our world. So to start off, we have effects of physical world. One negative byproduct of industrialization is environmental pollution that can adversely impact human health. Some of the obvious things are climate change and the ocean waste that has been piling up. With more buildings popping up and more cities becoming more crowded and more factories, bigger factories, we have a pollution problem in our country and around the world. As you know, it's on the forefront of every issue that we have. The cost burden is placed on human society in the form of deforestation, extinction of species, widespread pollution, excessive waste, and other forms of environmental degradation. I know myself, I'm a big hunter and fisher, and industrialization, even from when I've become just a hunter just in the recent years, the amount of land that you have to hunt and the amount of farmers letting you hunt that land or eating up that land has really shrunk. So more on the physical world. Natural resources are being used up at a crazy rate. We are using them a lot. I know it seems all negative, but on the other hand, we're gaining steam to create new energy, and it's forced us to think outside the box. Because of the industrialization, we have new technologies and new things available to us. While we're using our natural resources, we have gained so many resources such as wind, hydropower, and things like that, which are helping us now and kind of turn the corner of a new type of industrialization and a new type of industry. And industry is booming because of industrialization. The physical world is gaining a lot of new things. There are a lot of artificial things out there, and that is the physical world. Ideological effects. So constantly, this is on the minds of politicians. Industrialization is kind of, you might not seem like it, but it's one of the main issues that politicians talk about. Industrialization created capitalism and socialism. Taxes and class systems are highly debated still. I mean, how do we run this system of economics? I mean, capitalism, you kind of have your laissez-faire, hands-off approach, which is what a lot of Republicans want, I mean, generally speaking. And then you have your Democratic side where you kind of, it's big government and you want control over these things. So, I mean, it's still on the forefront of the issues today. Pheasants Forever and Ducks Unlimited are starting. This is kind of something I just threw in there for an ideological effect. These are organizations that are seeing the habitat decrease, and they are starting, and they are at the forefront of these issues, debating on Capitol Hill to get more land back. Industrialization has created a divide in our country. We have a lot of people who want it, and we have a lot of people who don't, and it's created a lot of things, a lot of negative effects and a lot of positive effects. And the growing clamor to tackle climate change has also opened up debates around the sustainability of capitalism. What's going to happen when all these resources run out? That is something that's being debated. It's what our presidential campaigns are running on, renewable energy campaigns and stuff like that, and cleaning up pollution, and how we're going to change what we have already done to the world. So, I mean, as you can see, it's on the forefront of debate all the time, and it's still a major part of this world today. And influential people are speaking up about it and trying to make a difference. Social effects. Industrialization typically leads to the migration of workers to cities, automation, and repetitive tasks. So people are moving across the world or from small towns or commuting to go to these jobs in big cities. It's led to the division of people which created a class system. I mean, before industrialization, you didn't really have a class system. Now you have your low, middle, and high class, which is just a generalization, but you kind of have your tiers. One thing I heard in one of my classes is the top 1% have more money than the rest of us combined. I don't know if it was exactly the top 1%, but as you can see, the highest of the high control the world. Like a few people in the world are controlling what everyone else in the world gets. So capital was created because of the industrialization. So these are some of the social effects. Industrialization has led us to accumulate more things. We're not satisfied with these things. Ways we view each other, who has more stuff. That is another social effect of industrialization. Who has the nicer things, who has the worse things. And I think it's created a divide, which I already said. And that social effect is we treat each other differently based on what we have and based on where we live. So industrialization has really become a part of that and made us who we are. We are a society that wants things, that wants stuff. We want to accumulate these capital goods. And I think that social effect is really why we have some of the injustices we do today, as you can see. And it's brought us closer together on the positive side. We have social media, we have stuff like that. We're in big cities, we're able to talk to each other. So this is another big part of industrialization. As you can see, the 5 sources here. Thank you for a great semester, and I hope you enjoyed the presentation.